This video is made possible by the following sponsors. Make sure to check out their products as well as the rest of my gear in the description below.
Hey guys, Dirty Boy here, and welcome back to another video. The subject of this video is Dirt Rally 2.0. Of course, as a massive rally enthusiast and a big fan of the first Dirt Rally game, hearing the announcement of Dirt Rally 2.0 filled me with some kind of hope after my initial disappointment with Dirt 4. The original Dirt Rally was the first game since Richard Burns' Rally to take a serious look at the rally genre, which included some of the most challenging car and stage combinations since the aforementioned title. For me as a sim nerd, Dirt Rally breathed new life into the rallying sim genre, reigniting passion that was hidden away under mediocre WRC titles. That being said, Dirt Rally wasn't perfect, and there are a fair few things I would like to see in the new Dirt Rally 2.0. First, let's talk about the simultaneously best and worst thing about Dirt Rally, and that is the stages. The stages in Dirt Rally were the standout feature for me. You had narrow, winding roads wrapped around the Monte Carlo mountains, all the way to tight and slippery forest stages in the heart of Wales. And for the first 4 or 5 hours of gameplay, I had what felt like infinite amounts of fun wrestling whatever stupid rally machine I could find through these stages. But after a little while, I started realising that I was seeing the same pieces of road over and over again. You see, the big problem with the stages in Dirt Rally is quantity. There just isn't enough of them. For example, the Welsh Rally, by far and away my favourite, and of course you'll know that if you've watched any stream or video I've done for the last few years of Dirt Rally. That is just essentially 2 long stages that have been cut up and reversed and made into more. As you can see by the picture on screen right now, by the time you've finished, you have 12 Welsh stages from the original 2, so you do end up seeing the same landmarks, the same corners fairly often. Of course, the easy solution to this is just to add more stages, but I can understand the amount of work that goes into making stages of this quality. I think for the longevity of Dirt Rally 2 though, this is very important. I've also heard that Dirt Rally 2 has done away with the stage creator that we saw in Dirt 4, but we'll have to wait and see whether this is a good decision or not. Next, I want to talk about every sim racing elitist's favourite subject, and that is physics. For the most part, the driving in Dirt Rally is believable. The Group B monsters want to kill you at every corner, whilst the modern machinery would make you feel like a hero until you found a tree or a rock. Where the game falls down though is its tarmac handling. Everything just feels a little bit wrong when you're driving on tarmac. The tyres don't have any real grip, and you find yourself floating along the surface rather than actually gripping it and feeling that grip in the wheel. If you want an example of this, go and take one of the F2 cars around Monte Carlo and you'll see what I mean. The rear end doesn't feel like it's attached at all, and you feel like you're just constantly sliding. Of course, you can kind of fix some of this with setup in game, but you can't completely fix something that is incorrect at its core. Now, I'm not saying this needs to be a full-blown R-Factor 2 levels of simulation and time model, because I'm a realist, frankly, but there's definitely room for some improvement. It feels to me like a lot of rally games struggle to get tarmac stages right, Richard Burns' Rally included, likely because the focus is to get the physics right for the loose surfaces, as opposed to the comparatively easier tarmac stages. Whilst we're on this topic, I want to talk about mid-air physics in Dirt Rally as well. They are just plain bad. A great example to see this for yourself is to go and drive any finished stage ever. The cars just float when they're in midair. They don't really feel like they have any weight to them, which makes attacking the infamous jumps on the finished stages incredibly difficult. I have a clip somewhere of me managing to steer a car in midair over a jump, which is frankly hilarious but isn't quite realistic. The next thing I'd like to see is better gameplay, and you might think this point is a little bit odd, but hear me out on this one. Whilst the focus of any driving game should definitely be the driving, looking at you, Dakar 18, there has to be something to keep the player interested, keep them going, keep them wanting to come back to the game. Whilst Dirt Rally had more and more content added to it over the run-up to its proper release, it always felt a little bit disjointed, like the developers were just throwing stuff at the game without any real way to connect anything. The game felt like what it essentially was, which was a glorified tech demo. So the career mode felt very tacked on and subsequently had no real depth to it. Perhaps something similar to the Dirt 4 career mode would work, but maybe with a bit more of a serious tone. For myself, personally, I really like the idea of seeing a team grow, putting sponsors on the car and creating a team is very rewarding in itself, especially when you can see a clear progression from where you started. I especially like the ability to create a custom paint scheme in Dirt 4, and it reminded me a lot of the Grid game, which in my opinion did a great job of putting you in a position of a team manager / driver. So yeah, more of that please, Codemasters. My last point is a little bit selfish, but hopefully you guys understand. I'd like to see continued support of direct drive wheels and of course VR headsets, virtual reality. When you compare this to the original Dirt Rally, it isn't really an addition, but something that I want to see remain. For me as a direct drive wheel user, finding games that support my wheels straight away is fairly difficult. And Dirt Rally was actually fairly easy to set up, which is rare for a modern title. The force feedback was also very customizable, which allowed me and of course various others to tune the force feedback to where we felt was most comfortable for us. And of course when you paired up a direct drive wheel with virtual reality, Dirt Rally was probably one of the most immersive rally experiences I've ever had the pleasure of driving, if not being slightly vomit inducing at first. Dirt 4 had support for neither my direct drive wheel or virtual reality, and with the news that Dirt Rally 2.0 is likely not going to include VR, I can't help but think Codemasters are really missing a beat somewhere. VR is becoming more popular seemingly every day, and whilst it is a niche bit of equipment, in the sim racing world I think it is the future. You only have to wear it once to see what I mean. But that's it guys, those are the things I want to see implemented in Dirt Rally 2.0 for its release. I'm very interested to hear your opinions as well, so make sure to leave a comment down below with what you'd like to see in the new Dirt Rally title. If you enjoyed the video then make sure to hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit subscribe and the bell notification icon, because that way you'll be notified of whenever a new video goes up or whenever I start a live stream. Massive thank you to my patrons and sponsors. Take care, have an awesome day, and I'll see you all next time.